with my
Yes,
presentation.
yes. So I'm going to be starting soon. Okay, Bill. Okay.
You're going to edit this afterwards and join it with.
Fellow Lions, which includes Lionesses, Leos, and everyone, it is my distinct pleasure to first of all say hello and welcome to everyone for our upcoming district convention happening this weekend. Originally, I was supposed to have this live, and I chose to do it on a recorded basis because I have all the technical help I need in the office. I reflected a couple of things, and perhaps I deliberately wanted this presentation to be more of a conversation. This is not a lecture. This is not a slideshow presentation. I don't believe in that. I believe in having a talk. We are all lions. And what's incredible this morning that I want to revisit and to refresh and remind ourselves. There is no organization in the world that is as great as Lions. Imagine a global organization that stands for complete service to mankind for over 100 years in every part of the world. And when I reflect, I look back at a couple of things, and I say to myself, what makes us special? And I remember that when you look at the international mandate, it refers to every journey begins with a simple step. One act of service, one encouraging word, one gift of generosity is often all it takes to bring hope where it's needed most. I have not met a lion that doesn't have a heart of gold. Lions are amazing people, incredible people. Lions have touched the world in so many ways. And we can also probably talk a little bit about what we stand for. In Lions, we stand for fight against hunger, promotion of good vision, hunger, vision, diabetes, environment, childhood cancer, and that's in a global scale. Of course, locally and individually, we have many other stuff that we do, such as Lion's Quest, dog guides, and I'm so proud. I am so proud to say, look, we have done so much within Canada and within our district. So one may ask, what is the purpose of my conversation today? What is the purpose, Lion Terry? What are you talking about? I guess what I'm talking about is something that has bothered me for a very long time. And I've spoken to many past governors. And speaking of past governor, before I forget, I want to say a very special thanks to a great lion indeed, Lion Jeffrey Friedman. And Lion Jeffrey called me a few months ago and asked me if I would like to speak a little bit about my passion, where my claim, based on experience, is that we do so much in the world and people do not know that. And what we are suffering from today is the lack of attracting enough sufficient volunteers. And the reason for that is specifically, must give an example. I was in self-isolation for the past 2 weeks, so I was behind. I am doing this presentation off the cuff, no preparation, sorry. I called my office and I spoke to my assistant. I said, Saloni, do you mind doing a quick biography for me as it relates to Lionism? Forget the general bio, just do one. She says, Terry, oh, I couldn't do it because I don't know what lions mean. And that's exactly the point I'm trying to make. That the younger generation today do not know anything about lions. And I want to take a step back of reflection. And when I look at our club, Leaside Lions Club, since 1939, the third oldest club in Canada. And the significant things we have done in the past, the Leaside Memorial Garden, the tennis court on Rolfe Road, the playground equipment that trains trains, sponsor a boys and girls hockey team, sponsor boys and girls baseball team, scholarship program for both Leaside High and Mark Garneau Collegiate, Leaside Meals and Wheels, bingo for veterans in Sunnybrook. I had a great time going to the hospital with the veterans and doing bingo. But the point is that all of that stuff we have done, and all the stuff you guys have done, all the stuff you are doing, we are still not getting the message out to the community at large to say, we are the Lions. We have a passion for service. We need you. Why do we need you? Sure, Lions are special people. But if we reach out to people, there are so many like-minded people who would love to be a part of this organization. We just have to get that word out. So here are my recommendations. Now, before I forget, I'm very pleased to have Lion Bill Crawford, an old veteran himself, joining us at this call today. And in a few minutes, he'll be talking about how to use social media to promote what I'm trying to say. So back to what I'm saying here is that I believe that if we are able to get the community knowing more as to what we do, it is very likely that we will be able to attract more people. Now, let me give an example. Back in the old days, we at the Lions Club, God bless their souls, Len Robinson and Clyde Robinson, and we used to go out in the streets with our vest on, selling garbage bags and brooms. Well, the point is, the net effect is the sales didn't bring a whole bunch of money, but you know what it brought? Visibility. So what I'm talking about today is visibility of the Lions, endorsing and reminding people of the fact that we as Lions, we are incredibly amazing, loving, caring, affectionate people, hearts of gold. But we want more people like us in. And the only way to do that is to attract them by reminding ourselves who we are, what we stand for, what we represent. And we could take this information and this discussion one step further to say, well, should we be arguing that Lions International or National or the district should collaborate on this to agree that we need to have a bit more publicity? And that is something I intend to speak to a few of the upper echelon about. Also, I'm thinking of somehow telling people, you see, demographics is funny, that people, the makeup of your communities change. And when they change, the older generation who will know a bit about what we do not pass on that information to the younger generation because there's no reason to. So I think it's compelling for us to create some platforms, some suggestions, some ideas as to how to get out. And I also want to touch on two quick points before I bring Bill in. The one thing I believe as a Lion who has served for over 25 years in many capacities, I believe that we lack the efforts to create solid relationships and partnerships with corporate Canada, whether it's within our community, whether it's within proximity, it doesn't matter. But creating solid partnerships with corporate, because corporate, in my opinion, would love to be attached to an organization, to be associated with so many wonderful people like you all, to assist us in promoting the good things to many people, and as many people as we possibly can for as long as we can. Excuse me. And the last point before I turn it over to you, Bill, I thought even in the current environment of COVID, with the vaccine distribution, perhaps somehow the Lions could get involved with the provincial government and to establish a relationship in providing some support to some people, whether they're seniors or whoever, that we could play a vital part. Now that's going to create amazing visibility. But that's just me. There are others who have great ideas. So the reason why this is basically a conversation is to encourage discussions and other conversations from other Lions where we can collectively perhaps draw up a plan of action going forward. Now, Bill, you are quite passionate, young man, about social media, and in particular Facebook. And I know that after this presentation, you have your own back-to-back where you will be focusing entirely on the social media for promotion. So why don't you give us a sense of where you're heading and how it relates to what I'm talking about?
Okay, well, let me just say that I built up a tremendous amount of enthusiasm for Facebook, especially because of its great potential of getting a very large audience. At the same time, managing all this at a very low cost. And low cost, I mean $0. So it's really something that struck me as really an excellent way of getting our message out. The old medias we had, newspapers, TVs, magazines, they're all being replaced by the newer social media applications. And it's up to us Lions to make sure that we take advantage of all the properties and the benefits that we can get from the social media. Now, the internet, I think, as we all realize, is really, really taking off. In fact, according to a recent survey, 70% said that they would go without coffee and alcohol to have internet access. 43% would give up exercise. Well, that may not be as much of a sacrifice for some people, but it would be for others. And believe it or not, 21% have even said they would sacrifice sex for a whole year rather than giving up internet access. So, you know, that is really a type of approach that we should be taking with social media that is available to us. Now, there are a number of social media applications out there: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and they're all really not as important, have the same audience as Facebook has. In fact, as a recent survey of 81 district clubs, 21 of them have a Facebook page, and Instagram has only 2. So you can see that Facebook is really the approach that we can do, and it actually is more popular with the ages. Facebook's more appropriate for popular with ages 35 and up. Instagram is a favorite for some of the younger people, but we have Facebook as I think the one that used. And a lot of people have an idea that social media is very difficult to run, but if it's set up properly, it can be not time consuming or take up a lot of time with a not too much of an inconvenience. So I think it's vital that we take advantage of it. And of course, the website is sometimes not considered to be social media, but it's something that every club should have. And most clubs in our district do have a website. So they're easy to set up. Lions International has a great source of information on setting up a website, and they can give you downloading a website template, and it comes with no initial charge and no annual charge, thanks to the generosity of a supporter of Lions International. So,
well, Bill, that's truly incredible, and a big thank you for your commitment, and I don't want to thread into your territory because I know right after this presentation and after the Q&A, you have a presentation at 10 o'clock. Now, we are now at 25 minutes and 2 seconds, and I want to wrap this directly at 30. So in conclusion, what I want to say, perhaps at 2 points, that there's no question, that social media advertising and marketing is the most powerful. And in today's digital age, you have no choice. You can run, but you can't hide. The only point here is that considering the average age of lions in our clubs within the district and in Canada, is that some of us, including me, we aren't as technically advanced. So we need to understand that clearly and better. But of course, that would happen over time. And of course, the closing point I want to bring up here is that with respect to my original point of getting visibility of lions to the community, there's one void, but additional void I have noticed over the years as a practicing lion, in that we don't do enough collaboration as clubs. And I believe that if we collaborate more, we can do more. I mean, it's a natural common sense. It's just a natural effect of nature and a natural effect of how things work in a collaborative manner as human beings. So I think on the quest of my passion to really bring some more publicity, it'll be fantastic if especially when the weather gets better, if we could all as lions put our vests on, walk down the street with our banners, saying some good things, doing some good things, you know what? It's going to bring a hell of a lot more recognition that we didn't have before. So I believe that with the direct and specific and targeted approach with social media, it has to be targeted to the point where we have to look at where is our market? Who are we trying to attract and why? So as I conclude my presentation, I just want to remind ourselves, we are all lions, including lionesses and leos, and we are all people of a very special heart. We are all people collectively, millions around the world, that share the same passion, a passion for service. And I'm sure that there are other people out there, like-minded people, who would love the opportunity to join the greatest service organization in the world, to the point where we are recognized by the United Nations and we're invited to go once a year. Isn't that true, Bill? So let's first of all, let's accept the fact that what I'm arguing is that we do lack visibility, and that we could make a very deliberate effort to change that for the better. Because the reality is that as an organization, we are hurting from a membership perspective, and we are also lacking attracting a crowd that's probably in a different generation. And of course, each generation bring their own knowledge and their own strength. So as I wrap, Bill, I want to thank you for joining me today. It's made my life much easier. I want to thank my assistant who set this whole thing up, because if it was for me, it would have never happened. I'd like to thank Lion Jeffrey Friedman again and all the people involved with the convention. Wayne, Leela, and a whole bunch of others. I'm going to be at the convention virtually. Many of us will be. I'm sure we missed the good times we used to have, especially on the fun night with the hospitality suites. I understand there's still some suites virtually, of course, but I have great friends who I terribly miss in person. But I wish each and everyone all the very best. Successful convention, and let's move forward together, come up with the ideas at work, build this organization and continue to do the good work for as many people, for as long as we can, for as far and wide as we can. Fellow Lions, thank you very much for this opportunity. Have a great convention. Thank you. Thanks, Bill.
Okay,
Yeah, thank you.
okay, that's it. Good.